Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our EdTech Tuesdays. Today, we're going to be learning about AI as a second ECR rater. With me today, I have Hilda Gonzalez, who's going to be doing the presentation. She's our CIT and reading coach at Carmen Anaya Elementary. Alongside with me, there's Deborah Pingle, Memo Cienfuegos, and Maribel Martinez, your IT specialists here in Instructional Technology. And without further ado, let me give it to Hilda after telling you the objective of the session. By the end of the session, participants will be able to accurately explain the purpose and workflow of the ECR AI Second Rater and use the rater to help evaluate student ECR responses. If you're joining us right now live, please make sure that you keep your mic muted. And if you haven't done so, register for this session in the professional development system with code 409387. Make sure you check in with code PSJA Tech. If you have any questions, put it in the chat and we'll be able to answer them through there. Go ahead, Hilda.
Okay, hello everyone. This training is more like a refresher. Probably your CIT at your campus already gave you this training, I believe maybe in January. So it'll be more like a refresher. And if you don't get to use it this year because Benchmark 2 is already over, it's a good start for next year, for next school year. So as we all know, for ECRs on the STAR, we know that we have two raters, human rater, and more than likely we're going to have AI as a second rater. So these two scores are combined, and then we have a final score. So what we're going to be doing in this training is just giving you some an example how you can use AI using the benchmark and having the teacher responses, the teacher scores plus using the AI scores as well to give you, of course, a final score. So what AI does well? So AI applies scoring criteria consistently. It analyzes the patterns across large sets of writing, provides structured rubric aligned feedback, identifies missing components, and suggests instructional for next steps. We're going to get to see all of that once we go into the AI itself, so that way we can see how this really works. Okay, so when you go to the link that I will be providing, you will have, of course, select the correct tool. We have for the English, we're using the RACE strategy, and for Spanish, the RCCE strategy. I already looked into it, and it's just amazing how the team that worked behind the scenes to create this, it did an amazing, up to me, they did an amazing job as to inputting everything together for AI to be able to get us the scores that we need with those ECRs. So first thing that you need to do, of course, when you go into your Magic School AI to select your tool, of course, select the grade level. Third, fourth, and fifth, of course, language, is it English or Spanish? And check specific title. Also, just double check that the title, when you click on, let's say, third grade English, that is the title that you are, the ECR that you are going to rate using the AI. Okay, so benchmark, let me see. Let's try it. Let me go ahead and get. Okay, first here you have for benchmark 1, in case you want to go back to those. And this is your link. And I'm going to go and use the benchmark number 2. Of course, you're going to put your name, join the room, acknowledge. And let me see, I'm going to do a third grade ECR English. So what I'm gonna do, so here we have the English, Spanish for fourth, English, Spanish for fifth. So I'm going to select the English one. And this is telling you what is it that it's going to do, and it's ready to evaluate. Now, this is only for the teacher. You cannot assign this to the student. So the teacher will have to copy and paste the ECR and then get the feedback from AI and have a one-on-one with the student, conference with the student. So we see that it's working. Okay, so if we go back, this is the score. 2 for the development of ideas and 2 for conventions. Total of 4, of course, we double it, it'll be an 8. So here is where we get our feedback for the conventions, the scores, the capitalization, grammar, spelling. Now, this is what I want for you all to see. So like I said, on the other slide, they're using the RACE or RACE. So it's checking to see if the student had the restate. It's giving you what the student wrote. Yes. The A, the RA, it's present. Citation is also giving you what they have on the ECR. The explanation and citation number 2 and explanation number 2. And the closing. Did they restate it? Yes. So in here you can see if the student is missing one citation. This is where you can consult with the student and go back and tell them, you know what, you did amazing on the first part, but on the second citation you forgot to cite or you forgot the conclusion. And I think that this is very, very good because we didn't have this before. So now what they're doing, the technology department together with I believe with curriculum, they're working on this. So they did amazing. Also, the strengths, 2 strengths, central idea and consistent focus, and text evidence. The growth. What are the next steps for this student? Deepen explanation after evidence, and then it goes more into detail. Strengthen introduction and avoid unrelated ideas. It tells them more. So instead of the teacher thinking about what is it that the student needs, what are they missing on the ECR? So AI it's a great tool for us to use as teachers when we do the ECR, and to help us more with and how to, I think, elaborate on the growth for the students. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the teacher gave the student a 5. So this is an 8. So when you using this, let's say that you want this second grader, the teacher probably gave them a 4, and then this one gives them a 4. You can combine both. Get the scores from the AI, the teacher compares it and see, okay, am I way off, or what is it that I need to do? Maybe I missed something from the ECR. Maybe I need to go back and reread it or score it again. At the end, the one with the decision will be the teacher. The teacher will be the one that makes the final decision into what score he or she needs to give the student on that ECR. Now, let me do the reading. Let me do a Spanish one. So we can see that it's Works really well for both Spanish, English and Spanish. This is a little bit longer than the English. Jardinería o tecnología. Yeah, that's the one. Submit. Okay, so this one is not as long as the other one, but this one, she got 3 out of 5, which is a 6 out of 10. And I believe on this one, she got an 8 from the teacher. So it's that, it's in that way up. So she has fortalezas, strengths. She includes questions. She includes also textual evidence from some paragraphs. And she also has her conclusion where she restates her question. Areas to improve. We see all these 3. The evidence is very limited. She needs to connect more ideas, and the conclusion is repetitive. This is what she has. Errors in spelling. You know what? I hadn't seen this one. I saw the English, but not the Spanish. So good. It's telling you which words she needs to work on. See, no, instead of separate, it's together. Punctuation, repetition, the acento. So it's like, wow. It's really wow. Okay, so against growth is good. Everything is coherent. Textual evidence, she has two sites, areas to improve. And also this is by using the RACE or the RACE CERA. Since this is how we train the students when they're writing. So on the second E, we see that she needs to focus more on this one. Evidence to support her opinion. She needs to focus on that one. And also on the second explanation, she needs to develop that one more. Very good. So I think this is a great tool for us to have when it comes to having a second rater for ECR Second Rater. So it'll be shared with you, these links, so you can access them at whatever time that you need to. If you haven't yet meet with your students using this benchmark 2, this is I guess you still have time to do it before next week. She's the day of the STAAR test. And let's see, where do I have? Right here. So sorry. Okay. Questions? No questions. So again, how does it work? The teacher scores their responses. First thing that they need to do when they get those ECRs, then she'll input them or he'll input them into the AI. AI will score and will give the feedback to the teacher as to where does the student needs to grow, the glows and the grows. Then the teacher will compare the scores. And at the end will be the final decision will be the teacher. Which course should I go with, or maybe get half of the score from the teacher, the other half from the AI, and put it together. At the end, like I said, it is the teacher's final decision to get the score that they think that ECR is not the source, but what the student got on that ECR. Anything else, Valentin, that I might have missed?
No, you went really well into explaining how to use them. Now, obviously, the teachers can set up one at a time, and if they want more clarification, they can post prompt after they get the response from the student and get more detailed. And this is like the sister version of the student-facing one. So we've created one that students can use, but it will now do more thinking about their thinking, more metacognition in the student part, like asking them to reflect on their writing and why might be need to be improved, and that application of the RACE CERA strategy into detail. It's really interesting to see how students interact with it. So that's another thing that kind of goes in hand with this one. This one's just for teachers to grade, but we created those for the student spaces as well. Thank you so
I
much
think
for going into so
yes.
much detail.
I think because I was kind of familiar already with this. I did
Hmm.
the training for the teachers and they've used it and they liked it. And like I said, I looked through the English, but I hadn't looked through the Spanish. And it's just amazing how it's giving them everything that the student needs help with. Is it spelling? Is it the grammar? Is it especially in Spanish, the acentos? What is it
Yeah.
that they need to work on?
I love that. I love how it provides that. This one is cool because the teacher from the CBA or the benchmarks, they can provide that feedback. But like the student facing one, they can get that immediate feedback right then and there and tackle the areas of growth immediately. So that's really cool too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's all I have.
Cool. Thank you so
There's
much.
the
Is there any questions from anyone here?
questions.
Well, I don't see anybody jumping for questions. I will stop the recording.